Imagine standing in the midst of an endless white sea of snow, where even the wind carries the lethal scent of unrelenting cold. Temperatures hover at -50 degrees Celsius, plunging to -60 or -70 during the longest nights. The air is so dry that each inhalation feels like swallowing thousands of ice needles. Your facial skin numbs within seconds of exposure. Nose, ears, and fingers, the most protruding parts, begin to burn with pain, then lose sensation, and risk necrosis if not shielded promptly. This is not an adventurous expedition. This is the daily reality for nomadic peoples such as the Nenets, Khanty, and even on the Yamal Peninsula or across the Siberian tundra. They have no alternative but to live, migrate, and endure in this frozen inferno. They reside in chums, portable conical tents constructed from poles of pine or larch sourced from distant taiga forests, covered with multiple layers of hand-tanned reindeer hides. There are no solid stone walls as in traditional Western architecture. No cement, no tiled surfaces, no insulated glass windows, only raw timber, animal skins, and occasionally patched tarpaulin for makeshift protection. Erecting a chum is a ritual performed weekly or daily if blizzards force sudden relocation. The entire family participates. Men drive in the poles, women stretch the hides, children hold the ropes. Ideal time in summer is 30 minutes to 1 hour. In winter, it may extend to 3 hours due to numbed hands, winds that scatter materials, and blinding snow that obscures vision. Poles are lashed with reindeer sinew or worn rope. Reindeer hides, thick, naturally oily, are stretched from bottom to top, layer overlapping layer to create insulating air pockets. Inside, a thinner hide lining, sometimes supplemented with torn tarpaulin, blocks drafts through gaps. Yet do not assume the chum resembles a modern heated cabin. Inside stands only a small central wood stove, an old iron unit or simply a shallow pit in the earth supported by 3 stones to hold a pot. Fire burns on dry larchwood or dried reindeer dung, the sole available fuel. Smoke rises through the apex vent but never fully escapes. It lingers constantly, permeating hair, clothing, and skin. Eyes sting, throats burn, garments turn black with soot and stale sweat odor. No modern chimney or ventilation fan exists. Smoke accumulates, especially against opposing winds, rendering the interior stifling like a smoke-filled cave. Many families sit low to the ground to evade the dense haze higher up. Children learn from infancy to crouch and breathe shallowly to avoid suffocation. Cold permeates every hide layer. Despite design for heat retention, interior temperatures range from -5 to +5 degrees Celsius on the best days. When the fire weakens, due to depleted wood or gusts extinguishing it, temperatures drop rapidly to -10 or -20. Water in pots freezes within minutes without constant tending. Cold sweat from daytime herding clings to skin, then forms thin ice on clothing. Sweat becomes an adversary. It solidifies, stiffening garments like boards, chafing skin and causing frostbite. Hot water for bathing is non-existent. Personal hygiene is a luxury. They wipe faces with melted snow or use old cloths haphazardly. Body odor, sweat, smoke, raw meat, reindeer scent, builds over weeks or months. Clothing is rarely washed. It is aired in cold winds to reduce odor somewhat, but snow and grime cling persistently. Personal sanitation is a losing battle. No private facilities exist. They relieve themselves outdoors, digging small holes in snow covered by old hides. Cold winds render this excruciating. Clothing must be lowered in -50-degree gusts, exposing sensitive areas to instant frostbite risk. Women and young children suffer most. They rely on old cloths or thin hides for cleaning, as toilet paper is absent. Many use dry leaves or clean snow as substitutes. Diarrhea, skin infections, and parasites occur routinely. Children frequently develop respiratory illnesses from smoke and cold, but medical aid lies hundreds of kilometers away. They depend on local herbs, pine needles, roots, or simply endure. Food represents the harshest yet most vital aspect. No fresh vegetables year-round, no fruit, no fragrant baked bread. The staple is reindeer meat, fresh, frozen, smoked, or raw. Stroganina is characteristic. River fish or reindeer meat frozen outdoors, sliced thinly with a sharp knife, eaten raw with coarse salt. The slices appear opaque white, crisp like ice cream, yet carry a bone-chilling, raw, fishy taste. They chew slowly and thoroughly to maximize caloric absorption. Fresh reindeer blood, drawn directly from the animal's neck, is consumed to supply iron and warmth. Blood congeals swiftly in the cold, requiring constant stirring with a wooden stick. Some families mix blood with fermented mare's milk for a thick, pungent soup rich in nutrients to combat cold. The wood stove serves as the chum's heart. An aged iron pot rests on 3 stones. Water is boiled from melted snow, often contaminated with dust and reindeer dung. Herbal tea from pine needles or birch bark is the daily drink, scalding yet warming internally. Meat roasted over flames, when wood is available, typically involves reindeer offal, liver, heart, kidneys, tender, greasy, charred outside. The aroma of burning meat mingles with smoke, yielding a distinctive flavor, raw, acrid, salty. They eat with hands, no utensils. Grease coats fingers, wiped on clothing or fur. Stomachs fill, yet mouths retain the metallic tang of blood and raw flesh. No hand-washing follows, only a quick wipe with snow or soiled cloths. Life reaches such extremes that endurance seems impossible. Winter lasts 9 months, sunlight fleeting for hours daily, then vanishing entirely in polar night darkness. Artificial light comes from seal fat lamps, faint, flickering, casting long shadows on hide walls. Children play in near darkness, learning to distinguish wind sounds and reindeer calls to anticipate storms. Adults stay awake nights tending fire, as extinction means family death by freezing within hours. Numb limbs require constant massage, shared breath to maintain circulation. Certain groups, such as Conti or even, use earth lodges, pit houses, for fixed winter quarters. They excavate pits 1 meter deep into frozen soil, line with larch logs, cover with moss and sod for insulation. Roofs of earth and snow, low entrances requiring crawling. Interiors remain damp, dark, reeking of soil, smoke, and body odor. Groundwater seeps from walls, forming filthy puddles on floors. They spread reindeer hides for sleeping, but hides absorb moisture quickly, growing moldy. Sanitation worsens, waste deposited in corners, covered with snow to mask odor, yet stench permeates. Flies, lice, and ticks thrive in damp hides. Children suffer skin infections, treated with reindeer fat in hopes of healing without antibiotics. Filth arises not from indolence, but environmental necessity. Clean water is scarce. Snow must be melted and boiled, but daily yields suffice only for essentials. Full-body bathing occurs a few times annually, usually in brief summer when rivers thaw. Clothing worn continuously for months accumulates layers of sweat, smoke, animal blood, and dung dust. Body scent merges with reindeer odor, wet fur, dried excrement, rotting flesh from starved animals. During migrations, sleds trail reindeer droppings that cling to everything. No soap, no hot water. Snow scrubs skin, but only dries and cracks it, inviting bleeding. Cold not only kills the body, but erodes the spirit. Prolonged isolation fosters depression. Children grow unaware of the outer world. Survival becomes the sole priority from infancy. No formal schools or books. Knowledge passes orally. Chum construction, hunting, weather prediction. Yet the cost is profound health decline. Many die young from smoke-induced lung disease, frostbite, or malnutrition despite high calories. Life expectancy lags far behind urban averages. Amid such extremes, strange moments of beauty emerge. When fire burns steadily, the chum warms relatively. Families huddle recounting tales of reindeer spirits. Folk songs rise, rhythmic as wind. Children laugh on fur beds, forgetting external cold. They harbor no resentment toward fate. They accept it as life's essence. Harsh nature imparts patience, unity, and gratitude for each morsel and flame. Nomadic existence in Siberia and the Arctic vividly demonstrates human endurance. Absent modern conveniences, safety, or hygiene. Only fire, hides, raw meat, and iron will remain. They live in filth, in freezing cold, in poverty, yet they live. Within that existence lies a primal beauty the modern world has long forsaken.